What is up YouTube, it's Kingfisher745, and we're just jumping right into the action because we have 3 different crystal team-ups, well Inhumans team-ups to be exact, and we want to get to each action-packed battle as quickly as we can. As you can see, our first opponent is very worthy at over 20,000 HP. In fact, all of these battles happen right around the 2100 rating mark in the current tournament. Now understandably, many people think Crystal is very unimpressive, and I'm not here to tell you that she's the greatest hero of all time or anything crazy like that. However, she can be built around and it's possible to use her and win with her in PvP. First of all, her Aerokinesis, or more explicitly her Gale Force, is actually quite good in PvP. It can come in very handy and is definitely a powerful buff. You may see it throughout the battles absorb damage, or even better, interrupt the attackers altogether. Then when she's teamed up with her fellow Inhumans, you're going to see her proc it for free on a much more regular basis. Also, she is able to exhaust a single target enemy, so if she gets a turn before your agent, she very well could help out your entire team by exhausting one of the key enemies on the opponent's team. And also, let's not fail to mention that her level 6 abilities are summon attacks. So that means you can place the cooperative AISO on them and make them a quick action. But that's just Crystal. Remember, when you team her up with other Inhumans, like Gorgon for example, she's going to benefit from their passives. Or she's going to help improve their passives by causing them to trigger more. With Gorgon, she's going to gain an additional benefit from intensive training that says Inhuman allies become immune to dizzy, exposed, slowed, and weakened. She also of course works great with the weather control device. For example, after using the Fire Tornado, she can use her level 6 ability, Firestorm, and it's going to cause Scorch to replace Burning. Scorch isn't quite as good as Frigid, but it does reduce attack, and removes a buff after each attack. It's not bad at all, but Frigid on the other hand is fantastic. It causes quick actions to become normal actions, and executed actions become locked out for 1 round. Also, maybe best of all, this lasts for 2 rounds. So there you have it, Crystal is a decent team up, especially with the other Inhumans. By the way, Gorgon is also a powerhouse and can easily one-shot an enemy practically at any time throughout the battle. Unfortunately, we may not get to see his level 9 Show No Mercy in this video, but I will go ahead and link you to another video on the screen right now where you can check it out. Honestly, I would love to get one of those epic overkills in, but Pestilence Beast does make it a little more difficult. Since this is a Crystal video, I suppose it's okay that we don't get to see his big finish, but at least we got to test this team out against a very strong opponent. And even more importantly, it looks like we're going to win very easily. Well, that is if we don't miss every one of our attacks. Now after the enemy agent uses the Improbability Field, we are going to take a look at Show No Mercy, but unfortunately it doesn't look like it's going to do quite the damage that it's capable of. For example, I've seen it do around 40,000 damage even in this level cap tournament. But instead, I suppose what we'll do is flank the opposing beast, and then after his attack, Crystal can use her summon attack as a quick action. I believe we should have access to Arctic Tempest, and then after that I'm going to use a single target Hydrokinesis on the enemy agent. Next up is going to be my agent's turn and we should be able to win this match. The main reason I'm saying this is because Momentary Advantage is now off of cooldown, and after using that we're just going to go right for the Atom Smasher, which will hopefully eliminate both of the enemies. Alright, so here goes nothing. It takes out the agent and leaves Beast with only 791 HP. So I think a quick action Hailstorm ought to do it. And that's our first look at Crystal and Gorgon. So our second Inhumans team up is going to be Crystal along with Karnak. And in this one we're taking on a formidable Pestilence Beast and Red Hulk team up. Luckily our agent gets to go first, and also by the way Karnak is a beast. If you didn't already know this, you're about to find out. Now the great thing about my agent going first is we can use the Neuropurge, followed by the Fire Tornado and exhaust the entire enemy team. Then after that I'm going to take a shot at the enemy agent with the Hand of Apocalypse. Not a bad beginning at all, in fact, you couldn't really ask for too much more. Then next, the enemy Pestilence Beast. Well, first Karnak's going to use a Fracture Flaw, but it does miss. But great news, Beast also misses, so now on Karnak's turn, I'm going to actually do something out of the ordinary and try a Shatter Strike. This attack has Paragon Exploiter and Fatal Blow, plus guaranteed hit and crit. And just like that, we take out the enemy agent at the beginning of this fight. See, I tried to tell you, Karnak is a bad man. Then with Crystal, I'm going to use Pyrokinesis since the enemy already has Burning. And I don't have to worry about those tacticians because we already exhausted them. Yet another preemptive Fracture Flaw comes in, and that of course is because he has a chance to preemptively counter when an ally is attacked, but this chance increases if the ally is an Inhuman. So, now with my agent we're going to keep up the Fire Tornado, and then after that we can attack twice with the hand. I'm going to focus on Pestilence Beast because, well, it would be nice to be able to get rid of our debuffs. We could do that with the Cube or the Warm Zephyr. After the first attack we get an Aerokinesis proc, so now our team has Gale Force. Then with our second attack we do take Beast down to around 7,000 HP. Well, including the dots, and before we could even say that, Fracture Flaw drops him to 5k. Then with Karnak we'll use his level 2 as a quick action, and Probe Leverage Blow on Red Hulk. Then with Crystal once again we're going to have a quick action summon attack, but this time it's going to be a Firestorm. Firestorm is going to convert Burning over to Scorched, and also of course it does do a little bit of damage. After that, as not to conflict with the Burning or Scorched, we're going to use a Pyrokinesis. Then the enemy Red Hulk is going to be up next, and honestly I'm looking for him to try a quick action, which will no longer be so. So there it is, he uses a Bulwark, and that's the end of his turn. That's another reason why Exhausted is a great debuff against a Pestilence Beast and Red Hulk team. Which, by the way, will be the focus of the next Breaking the Meta. On what may be my agent's final turn, we're going to use a Fire Tornado, even though Absorb Energy is going to hurt us. Then next I'm going to use the Blackest Void, and that way we can get rid of that buff. You never know, that Disoriented may come in handy as well, as it would be nice if Pestilence Beast hit his own Red Hulk. Instead, he's going to use his Masque of the Red Death, and because of Exhausted, that's going to be the end of his turn. So with Karnak, it's time to pull out Shatter Strike once again, and this time we're taking down Red Hulk. And just look at the hit it put on him, over 12,000 damage. With Fatal Blow, that means that attack is going to be insane in this level cap tournament. Now I'm not saying I didn't like those other two Inhumans team ups, but this final one was incredible. First off, Black Bolt is the man, the myth, the legend. And this team went undefeated, doing all 5 of my daily battles, even at over 2100 rating. Basically what this means is I have supreme confidence in them, and they did not let me down. First off, customizing Black Bolt was a ton of fun. I even placed the bursting AISO on his level 6. So when I ran into a very pesky Invisible Woman team, well, he definitely was a lifesaver. By the way, right here I'm going to use the Warm Zephyr, and that's because the enemy team has the Mystic Shroud. Also, I know 2 of our teammates have Despair, but I still want to test out the debuff removal. So yeah, Despair is unfortunate, but you will be happy to know we are free of debuffs other than Despair. Then after that, we're going to use the Blackest Void, and that way we can get rid of the Mystic Shroud. The enemy Star-Lord's up next, and it looks like he's going to use a trick shot on his own Null. So thank you, Peter Quill. Then Black Bolt's going to call in Gorgon of the Inhumans, and that does give us Royal Training, grants rising up to each ally, and makes our Inhumans immune to several debuffs. So that's just another reason why Black Bolt is crazy good right now. Then with his first attack we're going to use Royal Flight, that way he can gain Kree speed, meaning he'll get 2 actions in the next round. Luke Cage lost his turn, so now with Crystal what we're going to do is use her level 2 Hydrokinesis on the enemy agent. So you see, we still got to place Exhausted on the most important target. And not only that, he hits his own teammate because of Disoriented as well. So basically that Blackest Void couldn't have gone any better. This time with my agent, the enemies don't have Mystic Shroud, so we're going to exhaust the entire team. Next it's time for a quick action Neuropurge, followed by Momentary Advantage. Then with our first of 2 attacks we're going to hit Null, taking him very close to death. And with our second attack we're going to go after Star-Lord. This attack is going to do over 10,000 damage, and it takes Star-Lord very low on health as well. Unfortunately now he goes after our Black Bolt, who is fortunately going to get 2 attacks on his next turn. So with the first we use an AoE. That AoE is catastrophic and has incapacitation and buff blocker, by the way. Not to mention Shield Breaker because of the bursting AISO. And then I'm going to use his level 1 on Star-Lord. After this, Gorgon once again comes out and rebuffs our team. Then Gale Force stops all the damage from Null's attack, and with Crystal we can use Arctic Tempest as a quick action. This attack takes out 2 of the 3 enemies, and then we get to use Hydrokinesis on the enemy agent. Believe it or not, this is going to be the final attack of the video because it causes a chain reaction, starting with collateral damage, proccing both Frostburn and Burning. And so that's how this video is going to end. I really hope you enjoyed it, and I want to thank you all for watching. Please leave a like, comment, and subscribe. And until next time, good luck and take care.